What up? And welcome to my channel. And today I'm gonna be showing you how I made my chicken cornbread dressing because I did something different, a new recipe, and I don't remember if I have one. Either way, it's always time to update something whenever I make something. Okay, so let's get into this because one of my cousins wanted the recipe anyway. But whenever I decide to share with one, I've decided to share with all. So let's get into it. So first off, subscribe if you haven't already. But we're gonna start off by boiling our chicken thighs. I'm using bone in. You can use whatever chicken thighs or dark meat you want to use. Okay. I prefer either using chicken thighs or drumsticks. Okay. And we're gonna boil them in water because I'm gonna make my own chicken broth also. This is everything from scratch. Okay, I prefer to do it that way. It's something about that dressing that just really gives it the essence. And mind you, I made this within 4 hours altogether. I didn't do nothing too major for this because this is my first time really maybe in the last couple of years, my first time having to really, make actual Thanksgiving food without going to somebody else's house because I had to work because I do have a 9 to 5 now. Because, I don't get paid from all this social media stuff. And, I keep a job. That's one thing about me. I keeps me a job. Okay? And I got to do what I do. And bills don't pay themselves. They ain't going to stop. They ain't going to slow down, So we got to do what we got to do. So mind you, I apologize for, if the recipe videos seem a little spaced out. I've been working. I've been tired. But I'm going to still push them out as often as I can. And I'm gonna continue to do it because one day this all gonna pay off, and that's just what it is. But either way, back to the recipe. I get sidetracked. If you're not new here, I just get to talking about other stuff. But I just started off by cutting up my onion, my green pepper, and my celery. Okay, the Trinity, as they say, Trinity, but I like to say Trinity. But basically, I'm just chopping everything up, dicing them up, and I'm gonna be putting this in with the chicken. So I started it off because I'm boiling my chicken in a big pot. I don't know why I did that. It was only 3 chicken thighs in there. It was only 3 chicken thighs that I boiled. I should have got a family pack. Thanksgiving is very hectic. So I was only able to get a little bit of everything, and I don't be overthinking when I need to sometimes. So in the future, I'll get a family pack. So I recommend you getting a family pack. I only use 3 chicken thighs, bone in. I needed a family pack. I like to have as much chicken as possible in my cornbread dressing because I like it to be chicken cornbread dressing. It's chicken cornbread dressing. You want to have the chicken just oozing in that thing too. Not oozing, but you want to have chicken without all throughout the dressing. Okay? At least that's for me. That's what I'm saying. Now, like I said, I'm doing some things differently, so I got some different recipes in here. Stay tuned, okay? Just pay attention. I ain't gonna say it's gonna go fast, but just watch. This was something new for me, and whenever I experiment, it always goes right. So this was fire. I wouldn't share it with you if it wasn't. I don't share recipes that I don't think is good. That ain't even right. I don't even play like that. We don't do that. Okay. So I just cut everything up. That's it. This is the Trinity right here. I'm gonna put that in with the chicken breast. I keep saying chicken breast. With the chicken thighs. I'm gonna put it in there and let it boil with it. Okay. You see? And I'm just gonna pour it in there with that. And I'm going to season it because, it's your own chicken broth. Chicken broth has a lot of sodium. Like if you go in the store and buy you some chicken broth, it's going to have most of them have a lot of sodium unless you got the reduced sodium. Okay. So, be careful. But with this, since there was a lot of water in it, it didn't really matter with the salt. It mattered, but it really didn't when it came to the salt. Because I did some seasoned salt. I did some ground allspice. I did some black pepper. That seasoned salt might look like a lot, but it's not. Because like I said, it's a lot of water in there and it got to reduce. That's why I'm going to put the top on it and let it boil. So I, start it up. I'll have all the seasonings at the bottom because there's some gems in here that you're going to need. Okay, you're going to need them. But that's just what I started off with using. And boiled it until it was tender off the bone. Which ain't going to take long because like I said, it was only 3 in there. If you got a family pack, this took me about 3 hours of boiling. Just boil it until it is tender off the bone. It's going to take some hours. This ain't going to be no quick thing. Okay. When we doing it from scratch, it's going to take a minute. but it's all gonna be worth it. I didn't eat all day. I made this the same day of Thanksgiving. I just want y'all to know. I made this yesterday. I made this for Thanksgiving. Okay. Like I said, I had to work from 11 to 7. So I got off. I had already made my greens. I made some turnip greens for the first time. I got one bag. Like I said, it was an experiment. It was a lot of stuff lacking when it came to the grocery store, so I had to do what I had to do. But the turnip greens turned out so good, I'm gonna have to make a recipe video for that too, and because I think they might be my favorite now instead of collards. I'm not gonna lie. Now this is my Mexican cornbread. I made this the day before. Okay, use day old cornbread, and I let it sit out. Okay, I let it sit out until I use it the next day. Okay, so you're gonna crumble it up with your hands. Crumble it up real good. Okay, use your hands. This ain't going, you ain't going, I mean, you probably could do it with something else, but it's something about you crumbling up with your hands. Because even when you look at other recipes, they're going to tell you to do it. Okay, old school's going to tell you to do it. My nana used to do it. Like, listen, my ancestors, my nana spoke through me with this meal. Okay, my ancestors got through me, and they just let my hands move. You know, these is blessed hands. They make greatness. And this, oh my God, this was so good, y'all. Okay, this is the part where I'm talking about where I say pay attention, because I'm about to throw a little. You see that was a little thing of cornbread. That wasn't no big thing. I didn't do 2 bags of the Martha White. I used the Martha White Mexican cornbread. Okay, I don't know why. Like one recipe, it just stuck out, and I'm always doing something different. I don't like to do stuff just bland. Even though I'm gonna add my own flavors and my own taste anyway, I don't like that bland stuff. So I like the Mexican cornbread. If I can get that's why I do it early. Okay, this right here, I did this with the sage and onion. I wanted to try something different, so I did add some cube stuffing. That's sage and onion. I added some cream of chicken, and I added some cream of mushroom. That's what I'm adding in right here. I'm sorry, that's not mushroom. Cream of celery. See, that's why I'm glad I put that right there, because I must have knew I was gonna make that mistake. So cream of chicken, cream of celery, and that's all I added so far, and I just mixed it up. Okay, mix it up, because either way it's basically gonna reduce down a little bit anyway as I start adding everything in, sorta. So you gonna mix it up. I never added stuffing in my dressing at all, but I said since I only made one thing of cornbread and I wasn't gonna use no same day cornbread, I had to do some. I wanted to do something different, and this was calling out to me. I just wanted to make sure I picked one in particular, because I was gonna pick a Pepperidge Farm brand, but the BROWNBERRY brand is the one that stuck out to me when I was, looking through at the grocery store. So I just added that. Okay, I just added that, mixed it up. I didn't mix it well, but I made sure it was evenly incorporated. The soups were evenly incorporated. Okay, then I started to add some of the chicken and some of that Trinity, some of that, the green onions, the celery, some of the veggies. Okay, I started to add some of that in. I haven't added no chicken broth yet, and I did strain. Okay, I strained the chicken and the veggies out of the broth, just so I could be able to add as much as I wanted to, because we're trying to get this consistency. Okay, we're trying to get this to a wet consistency. Okay, you're gonna see, like right now it's too thick. This ain't it yet. Okay, this is not it. We're not done adding stuff either. Okay, so I just added a little bit, and I just keep stirring as I add stuff in gradually. I stir it and add stuff in. So now I'm just gonna start adding more of the chicken. Just to strain me. I strained everything out, and this is just the bottom of the pan. Then I added all the veggies in and just start adding more chicken broth. Okay, and I'm gonna add 1 egg. Okay, just one. That's it. I don't know why. Like I said, it stuck out. It sticks out. And for some reason, when it comes to baking things, an egg seems to do it. When it comes to like this, like I put 1 egg in my dressing, and I put 1 egg in my mac and cheese. So, and they both turned out delicious also. Okay, even better the next day. Okay, even better. Because the plate that you're gonna see in the end, it was not my same day plate. Okay, same day plate I barely got. I got one. I'm gonna put the picture in the end too. But the video at the end, that's leftover. That's the leftover plate, and it was even more fire than the first day. Oh my God, it was even more fire. Everybody know the leftover, the soup and okay. I'm gonna have everything at the bottom, but that soup and recipe mix, that soup mix packet, you need that. Lipton, it's like a Lipton brand. You could do Lipton or you could do store brand, but you get that soup mix. I use 1 bag of that. I added my rubbed sage. I added my rubbed, I'm sorry, I was about to say rubbed poultry. I added my poultry seasoning and I added my sage. Make sure you get those, because even though it was sage in that cube stuffing, I still added some more sage just to be safe. Now at this point, I added everything in. I added the egg. I added everything in at this point. Like, this was everything. So now I'm just adding the chicken broth as I want. You see this consistency? This is it. This is the consistency that you want. You want it to be kind of, I won't say soupy, but you want it to be wet. You just want it to be wet. Make sure you season it. You can taste it. Okay? Make sure you just do that. Get it right. Get it tight. Okay? We got to have this tasting right. Make sure it tastes right before you put it in the oven. Okay? You can taste it. It's fine. You making it. Okay? Like I said, this is an experiment going right. It went great. Like, I just had some like an hour ago. Great. And I did that. When I was trying this, when I first took it out the oven, it just, when it cooled down, I let it cool down some, it was, oh my God, it was bomb diggity. Bomb to the diggity. Okay. So now I'm just basically, I don't know. I just kept doing it until I got it as wet as I wanted it to be. Until the ancestors told me to stop. That's when I stopped. Okay, that's when I started adding the chicken broth. I heavily buttered my cast iron skillet because it's something about the crust that the cast iron gives it that the aluminum pan cannot. I mean, you can still use it, but it's something different about the cast iron, or just using a baking dish in general, that glass or that stone. Like, either way, it's great. That crispy top, yes. I cooked it on 375 for 45 minutes to an hour, I'll say, because you want your top crispy like this. That's why I say 45 minutes, it was cool, but 45 to an hour, just check it. Make sure you get that crispy top, okay? And then let it sit for a little bit before you eat it, and then boom. This was the full plate. Delicioso! Happy Thanksgiving. Like, I hope y'all had a great holiday. Enjoyed your family. Enjoyed the holidays. Christmas is up next. My birthday coming up December 18th. That's literally the week before Christmas, just so you know. Like, share, subscribe.